Welcome to Tech Tuesday. Hey guys, we are going to be talking about this 8Bitdo SF30 gamepad. The SN30 Pro is just like this one. I'll put it up on the screen. It has a little bit of a different select and start button. It's like horizontal, not diagonal. They're practically the same, so this review is kind of going over both of them. So this controller came out in 2017 and was amazing for the time and still amazing today, as it is a Bluetooth controller that you can use across a bunch of different devices. And it's modeled after the Super Nintendo controller. Go ahead and put it up there. It is amazing. And you know what's better is I grew up on the Super Nintendo. This isn't the one I grew up on, but I have one right here. I bought this from a yard sale a couple years ago, and mine is not this weird green, I don't know what color you're gonna call it, puke color. It's not that, my main one, but that is I have like 4. Point is, I love the Super Nintendo, and when this came out, I loved it, and I saved up money because it's not super expensive, but at the time I was broke. So I got this one in 2018, and it has just been so fantastic for someone that is a fanboy of the Super Nintendo. So what's so special about this? Really nothing. Other than how cool it freaking looks. It's a basic controller, right? It's about $45 right now, and it connects via Bluetooth, just like every other controller nowadays. It is pretty dope though, because you can go ahead and connect it to the Switch, PC, Mac, your phone. It's pretty great for that. Unofficially, if you go on the Reddit, they go ahead and say you can use it for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Xbox Series, PS5. Some of those require an adapter, but go ahead and check it out before you purchase. Again, this is only stating from their website for PC, Mac, Android, and Switch. But again, the internet's there. It's a Bluetooth controller, so I'm sure you can use it for other devices. You can also connect it via the USB-C port up here, which is pretty dope. So you can have a wired connection in case, the battery is not, charged or anything. Talking about the battery, it's about an 18-hour play use time. It charges in about 2 hours, so not terrible. Again, as long as you keep up with the charging, this is gonna treat you fine. Now, something we didn't have back in the 90s, this has rumble, which is also not HD rumble like the Switch Pro controllers has, but it has rumble, which is pretty awesome. And last thing, it does not have NFC, so you can't do like those weird amiibo things with your Switch. While filming, I forgot to mention this part, it also has motion controls, so you can use it for like Mario Kart and stuff, which is pretty fucking cool. And continuing on, let's do like a quick overview of the device. All right, a quick overview. So let's go ahead and start at the top. We have that USB-C. We have the sync button up here too. And then we have a left trigger and a right trigger and the little bumpers there, which is awesome because the Super Nintendo didn't have that. We had a left and a right trigger bumper, I guess you could call it, but not two, which makes this modern, that you can use on modern games, which is awesome. All right, on the bottom there are the indicator LEDs, nothing super special. Around the sides, there's nothing. On each side, there's nothing there. And on the back, just a little guide for quick linking this to, whatever you want to go ahead and link it to, your Mac, your Switch, whatnot. And then onto the front, which is the most important part, going from the left to the right. This D-pad, pretty solid. It's a pretty good D-pad. It's not the same, but it's similar to the SNES, but not the same. There's a hidden little star button down here. You can barely even see it in this lighting, but it's there, I promise you. This analog stick, again, it's not like a hollow analog stick. It's a basic analog stick, but it feels pretty good, and it's not sticky. After 5 years, it's not sticky, which is great. Now, the start and select buttons are awesome. Now, I say that because they feel, if you know what I'm talking about, it feels like the rubber from the Super Nintendo or like the Game Boy, right? That special Nintendo rubber, they did it. It feels like one. It feels like it, which is very important to me. Anyways, this right analog stick, I don't know if it's trying to copy the Super Nintendo that it fades over time, but this right one definitely has a different color. You can see it on camera. It has a weird different color. I don't know what that's about, but it doesn't feel sticky or anything, which is cool. And then the X, Y, A, and B buttons here. This is like the Japanese color version of it. It's not like purple and like the weird light purple gray color.
But I love this one, so I got this one instead. They do have that other one available if you can find it online. And then down here they have the weird logo button. I don't really know what this does, but I think it has some switch capability for like the capture and whatnot. So that's the front. Now with the analog sticks, these little weird buttons, it really brings this controller into the modern, especially with the 2 triggers on each side. It brings it into the modern world. And you can play basically any game. Like I've played Fortnite with this. But yeah! I'm not gonna show me playing this because that's kind of boring to show someone play on a controller. But it works. It's fantastic. It's coolio. All right, to recap real quick, this controller is pretty great. It's not the same level as like a pro controller, like an Xbox Elite 2 or like one of those super fancy controllers you can get for hundreds of dollars, but it is pretty spiffy for a $45 controller that's pretty slender. You can put it in your bag. It gives you the right vibes. I use this primarily for emulation on my PC, and it just gives me that old school vibe with it. It's pretty fantastic for that. And again, if I need another controller for my Switch, I can pull this out, have it for that. I usually have it in my tech bag, and just in case like I want to play a phone game that needs it. I don't really do that too much, but it's there in case I want to go ahead and go down that pathway. And again, for what it is, for the price you can get it, it's a pretty good buy. I would go pick one up. Now, I was looking at the store right now. You can't even get the SF30 Pro right now on Amazon. It's all sold out, but you can get a weird green crystal one, the Nintendo 64 Crystal Jungle Edition. I can go pick one out. Yeah, it looks like this, which is pretty freaking awesome. The point is, you can buy one right now. They're pretty cool. I would go ahead and check it out. I do recommend this as a product, as something that I use. I did just really go through the Donkey Kong Country games for the Super Nintendo, and I used this. I didn't use my Xbox controller. I used this. It was super fun. Actually, it was horrible. That fucking Donkey Kong, like, go play an old school game, and you'll be like, oh my God, everything we have now is so easy, because those games don't fucking play. They're fucking hard as shit. Either way, I love you. I hope you found this review useful, at the very least. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you go and buy one of these and maybe subscribe. At least leave a comment if you have one of these. Tell me how you feel about it. Have a good one.